first of all, that was about future. I'm talking entirely about the patients, and this is today's time in ophthalmology. I'm eye surgeon, private practice here in Friedenberg for, at this stage I should be lying how many years I come here. It's 20 years that I'm coming here in May this year. Generally our practice is based in Cape Town as a main practice, and ophthalmology is divided in 2 or 3 large groups, and we divide ourselves in the front part of the eye and back part of the eye. So anterior segment surgeons, posterior segment surgeons, and nowadays, like with anything else, we're becoming more and more sub-specialized in the field of interest, tiny field of interest, whatever it is. Is it a transplant? Is it a cataract? Is it a laser? Is it a retina? Shall I shout more? Okay, let me just see if I can get this closer. So in the field of, can you hear me? Okay. There are quite a few sub-specialities, and you'll see most of us will have some area of interest. If we don't have a fellowship in that specialty, at least there is an area of interest that we work for years and years in it. And this talk is about kind of what do we have right now available? How can we reduce dependence on spectacles anytime? Multifocal, reading glasses, distance glasses, near glasses, or anything. I'm very happy to announce that we are moving our practice into a sea point in a nice, very large space in sea point on the top of the Point Mall. And I'm just worried about the view, because the view is so nice that mostly we'll be staring outside and not inside. Okay, now this is the stuff that doesn't really work well here because of my TV. But generally, you might notice there is a sketch of the eye. And I want you to just focus on 2 things. If you can come out of this today with just 2 simple differentiating messages of what can we do. We have a eye that's divided into a couple of parts. And number 1, where most of our surgery so far was, it's anterior segment of the eye, where the cornea is, window of the eye. So if you look at my profile, the see-through part in front, the round part, that's the cornea, and that's where most of the lasers are actually developed, to reshape the change of the cornea, to adjust the power, optical power of the eye, by just changing, sculpturing shape of the cornea. If you're, let's say, long-sighted, your cornea should be flatter, the laser will make it steeper. If you're short-sighted, your cornea is steeper, the laser will try to make it flatter, and adjust that way where your focal point ends, and it needs to end into our macula or retina, the central spot of the retina. Okay, and lasers, laser you can do there are a variety of lasers. First of all, I'm talking about refractive lasers now, which work on the cornea. Now, refractive lasers predominantly you can divide your group of patients into below 45 and above 45. Why? Because if you do something on somebody who is short-sighted or long-sighted below 45, you know that they will end up not having reading glasses, and you know that they'll end up seeing well far and near without, in 93, 4, 5% without any optical correction. Why? Because our muscle in the eye still has ability to zoom in and out, so we can accommodate. Accommodation means that I look far away, my muscle is relaxed, and if I start looking closer in a meter, my muscle starts zooming in. It's like your cell phone camera. Zooms in and focuses. Now if somebody calls you, you look far out, and muscle relaxes, the lens changes, and the focus is out. But that ability to focus actually changes after 43, 45 years of age. It's a physiological process of our lens changing shape, our cerebromuscular muscle of the eye getting weaker, and then what happens is you have 2 different effects of laser. In somebody 25, 30, you do the laser and they can see near, they can see far, really, really happy. In somebody above 45, you do laser, and mostly you reduce dependence, or you take away one type of glasses, but not all of them. So if I'm 50 and I'm multifocal, I'm 57. If I'm 50 and I have multifocal for far and for near, I will very likely reduce the dependence on far glasses, but I'll still need near. Or if you want to be short-sighted and wear glasses for far, the lasers can do that. So So the scope of laser when you're younger, it sounds bigger because your eye helps you work with the rest. With the older eyes, you have a bit of a limitation of choice. Now, I'm going to see if I can actually load it from my website now. And I just want to see if I can show you some of the lasers, how they work. And I'll show you one type. So this is the cornea, and this is a 10 per second laser. Now, pay attention. This is non-touch technique. So it's a laser light. It's like a laser blade. Creating this thousands of tiny dots, which are actually tiny bubbles, which are going to create the same effect like diamond or stainless steel blade has slitted tissue. Okay. With this one, we can actually calibrate how deep do we want the first cut, how wide we want it, do we want the second cut underneath, without actually touching the eye. Okay.
Here, a femtosecond laser system is used to create a flap. The flap is folded back to expose the inner.
So, all the multiple bubbles created pretty much a cut layer, and we just lift it. We separate all the tiny zones within bubbles by lifting the flap, and it looks super smooth. It looks like so smooth, like a screen or like a glass window, phenomenally smooth. So that's the creation of the flap. Okay. And now, this is changing the shape of the cornea.
In just a few seconds, the flap is then folded back into the original position, protecting the eye like a natural bandage. It adheres naturally to the cornea.
Okay, so now you have this. I just want to find my presentation now. And I want to, hold on, we don't want plane crashes. We had one recently, so thank you very much. I actually flew that plane via Addis Ababa to Rome. And my wife asked me yesterday, didn't you? I did. So now, sorry, let me just kill this. Okay, we're going to kill it. And we're going to go on. So that's a 10 per second laser. Now, there are 3 different laser technologies that we implemented in the last 30 years. One was when we actually served the laser from the surface of the cornea. 2, when you saw this, now that's a second generation, when we laser flat and we laser imagine a book. We lift the front page, we laser the second page, we close the book. So we tuck in the place where we work, so it's painless, very fast recovery, and very fast visual recovery, and very fast healing process. Okay. Now, the last 3rd generation laser does something even more. So it's all done with a laser light. What we do is we don't create a large flap. We create in the cornea like a disc with a laser light. We create a tiny rugby ball disc, upper surface, bottom surface, create a tiny slit there, take a forceps, pull the disc out. And that's all done in a 500 micrometer cornea, and the flap may be 20-30 micrometers. And the flap size and shape is actually calculated how much the optical power has in that flap. So let's say you are -5. The computer will analyze what is the thickness and the shape of the disc that needs to be created, which has an optical value of 5 units, and we take it out. Okay? So that's called SMILE. That's actually invented by Zeiss, and it's a 3rd generation laser. So you have one PRK, LASIK with a flap, and then SMILE. Why is it called SMILE? Because when you look at that flap, how it's created on a normal laser, this one creates just a tiny, maybe 2 clock hour cut, and it actually looks like a SMILE. and that's why it's called smart. Now, so that's something that we do with lasers for a very long time now, and it's very successful. Some people regress, some people change, the eyes change, like our physiognomy changes with time. So some of those effects are not permanent, but great majority of effects have induced a reduction of optical power, and a really kind of great majority of laser patients actually stay stable for the rest of their life. So it's not like a half a year thing and then you go for another haircut and then it grows and then you do it again. So it's pretty much kind of permanent. Now, this is something new. It happened in 2000, early 2000. There were different intraocular lenses introduced, and we are moving now from the cornea into the middle of the eye, to the lens. So those are the only two topics that we're going to just kind of discuss today. Now, moving into the lens, we all have friends, families, maybe some of us have cataract operations, and that's the surgery performed on the lens itself. So cataract by definition is a misty lens. That's how you see through cataract. It's like having a shower and and looking through the shower window. You can see through it, but you really have a tendency to wipe it to see exact details. So the lens nowadays can be damaged because it's misty, so we need to remove it. And that's done for the last 50, 60, 70 years, a long time. But as technology changed, we have more option. What do we replace the cataract with? They are intraocular lenses. So you'll see under the name of cataract surgery, it always says cataract surgery with an intraocular lens implant. So you want to substitute something that you've taken out. You don't want to leave an empty space. And then technology has changed in this area. But now intraocular lenses are becoming so fantastic in technology that they can improve lots of optical errors that we had from childhood. And we might not ever have them again, because that's what the lens can do. So you can offer people to look far or near without glasses, and with the newest technology, we are now offering people to have a multifocal lens implants. And don't confuse this with your multifocal glasses when you need to kind of find a focus and your neck is sore and you kind of, for computer is there, for this. My mother-in-law used to my mother-in-law, we will introduce somebody to read for you now. But my mother-in-law she was short, and she used to look through her multifocal glasses and like this. And we go like, if I ever do something in my career, I'm going to take these glasses off. So you don't look at me like this. Now I'll show you another video of from Zeiss, which actually shows the way how they market this type of lens. So this lady has glasses, she's out of focus, with glasses, without glasses. Now she puts another reading glasses to come closer, but she's not close enough. So she tries to get closer and closer. Now, if you look at this technology now, you'll see these are the multifocal implants. If you see carefully, they have, you can't see it so far away, but they're concentric circles, multiple circles on the implant. Previous implant is just like a glass, there's nothing on it. There's power into it, but there is no other fancy. Now the multifocal implants now create this multiple kind of focal, and each circle is in charge of either medium, short, or far distance focus. And now there's like, I presume, have the lens now, and this is how you see through the lens. That's near vision, distance vision, and intermediate vision. And you can see that she's not really moving her head up or down to kind of see her near, intermediate, or distance. And you get a variety of, a large range of sight that you can actually see with this lens. We are not into it, right? We're going to. Okay, and I think, I'm actually going to switch it off completely there. If it wants to be switched off. There we go. Okay, now, I'll show you how our ophthalmic theater looks like. This is like a reasonably modern ophthalmic theatre, small space. Remember, we're working on roughly 4 or 5 millimeters of space, 4 or 5 millimeter cube. That's where we spend our lives. And if you look carefully at this, this is pretty much how ideal ophthalmic theatre should look like. You have here a monitor that you can view what I can view through the microscope. That's an ultrasonic machine, laminar flow in some theaters, in some not. Teaching scope there, and our microscopes are now valued maybe 2.5 million. Where in the microscope you have ultrasound, you have OCT device, you have a centering device, you have measurement curvature device, you have centering of the lens device. It looks like, I presume, the closest to periscope in a submarine, so you can kind of actually get into your enemy and target it precisely. But this is pretty much how this looks like, and you'll see this is now a retinal guy who is using this facility, and you'll see what you can see through the microscope. You see sort of nearly invisible membranes now. We treat age-related macular degenerations with it, and if you look at it, that's the view through the microscope. We are deep in the eye, and that's the optic nerve here in the middle, and that's the macula, that's the central spot. And I'll show you if I can. We have this telescope now device that actually creates a much higher magnified view, and it's all semi-automatic or automatic. You fold it and you change the lens if you want to. You can twist this thing up. You all control it with your right or left foot. And I'll show you now what retinal surgeons do so that you can get. It's not a nanotechnology, but it's a micro-technology. It's and I hope you'll be able to see it now. There. Now, if you look at it, this is the most important part of our eye. Macula, fovea. 1 millimeter, that's all that we use for good quality sight. 1 millimeter, nothing else. It's scary, isn't it? 1 millimeter here doesn't mean too much, but 1 millimeter there means you're seeing it or you're not seeing it. And if you look carefully, this is a microforceps, and here, there's a tiny line, there's a see-through membrane, we call it epiretinal membrane. It's like a super thin sellotape that grows on our retina, that we will be able to visualize it, pick it, peel it off, like a tomato skin, and throw it away. And from 50% reduction in sight, you go back to 100% normal sight, just by peeling that membrane, if it is causing problems. So that's pretty much what, I just want to see if I can get back to my, that's pretty much what now modern ophthalmic theaters can do. Now this, unfortunately the video doesn't work, but this is the eye dilated, intrasurgical view with an intraocular implant of multifocal lens. And this is fascinating, that 93% or more of the patients get full spectacle independence until the end of their life. I mean, it's really like, I've operated my aunt, and she thinks that it's normal. Well, I said, oh, it's not normal, you're medically enhanced. You're not normal. But generally, this is what technology can do nowadays. Now, I'll show you this, that you can kind of page through if you have time, Eva, if you want to be. This is on our website. We have multiple videos, because we now realize, and our drawings, you will see now, let's say, I'll show you while I'm talking, I'll show you this. We have multiple videos of everything we do, and I think we find it much easier that we can actually show it to the patient instead of talk to the patient. And we just send them a link. They have a video link to their problem and treatment of their problem. They sit at home, they click on it, and they view exactly what we are doing, what we're explaining, and what we're doing in theater. And this is something that you need to understand now. Corneal surgery, laser. Lens surgery, it's more like ultrasound than laser. Okay? And with those two areas of surgery, we want to kind of reduce that myth, because everybody says, oh, did you do it with laser? Everything nowadays, did you go shopping with laser? Did you go parking your car with laser? Everything has to be associated with laser, but Cornea, yes. Association with laser. Lens surgery, no. It's still ultrasound. There are some lasers, but the mainstay of the cataract surgery is ultrasound. And that's the lens that I was talking about. So that's where we would be replacing the lens and put multifocal implant into it. The technology got to the stage, the practicality, clinical stuff got to the stage that patients come with an A4 form and say, okay, I know that I have a cataract, or I know that I have this, I would like you to do the following. And they go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You go like, yeah, I know. You would like it done, but there is a comprehensive list. Previously, 20, 30 years ago, you'd be very happy that somebody removes the cataract and you end up with thick glasses seeing. Now that's not good enough. It's considered to be normal. It's not only seeing, but what do I want to see? How do I want to see? Do I create a blended vision in somebody? That's one eye is good for far, one eye is for medium distance. So they blend into each other, so you get less dependence on glasses. So there's a whole list of requests that we now go to our ophthalmologists around the world and say, this is what fits my lifestyle, and it's actually great. Yeah, and so that's pretty much where we are now in technology. Now, multifocal lenses change. This is a newest generation of multifocal lenses by Zeiss, and it's producing no reduction in contrast. It's producing there is no compromise on the new generation lenses. So you see far, you see near, you see in between. There are some zones that are not super sharp because it's not a natural eye that goes focuses, but it's set by engineers zone of sharpness, and it needs to fit. If you want to work here, well, you are not going to be able to see properly, so you might need something, but it's designed like your glasses to work in a specific working distance. If you want to kind of see computer screen, there are lenses who may give you this near computer screen and far, or computer screen and far. It really depends on your requirements. Where do you fit into your lifestyle? And we're just pretty much laborers. We kind of try to kind of improve your lifestyle, not change your lifestyle. Okay, so that's how cataract works. It scatters your light instead of going straight through into the macula. Scatters your light, and that's why people say ghosting and shadowing and glasses anxiety. They think it's glasses, but it's actually the lens. And there are two potential side effects of any procedure that we do. Okay, in a corneal surgery, you need reading glasses if you're above 45. In a lens surgery, you might need reading glasses, you might need near glasses, or if you have multifocal lens, you might not depend on glasses at all in great majority of patients. But then there are two things about the multifocal lens. Any multifocal system requires good light to produce. Take your photo with your camera. Dinner party, hold on, don't move, stay for a second more. It takes a bit of time to adjust. Well, in a good daylight like this, tap, 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 you can get 10 shots in 2 seconds, no problem at all. So multifocal systems don't perform as well in a dim winter, dull, rainy day in Cape Town. You're driving from work, it's 8 o'clock. You start seeing halos in a long distance. So long distance lights, a couple of halo circles around, and some people see them, some people don't. But you can expect that majority should see some of them. And then I'll get somebody who, one of my scrub sisters who I did it on, she says, it's like Christmas night every night. And then I had it on my aunt who says, there are no halos. I said, well, there must be some halos. No, there are no halos. If you want me to see halos, I'll see them, but there are no halos. I go, no, I actually don't want you to see halos, but I'm just asking you, do you see halos? So I'm driving her back from the movies, and I'm now trying to suss out side effects. Do you see any side effects? You talk to me now, I want to know exactly what it is. What is it? I'm pointing at the robot. She looks at me and goes, listen, I drive at least 30 years longer than you. She said, and if you think I'm really kind of stupid, I'm not. It's a robot. No, I didn't mean this. What do you see on the robot? And she goes again, listen, I drive at least 30 years longer. And I'm not colorblind. It's a red light. I understand. But what do you see on that red light? I see red light. I said, well, halos. Do you see any circles? Not really, but oh no, hold on. I see 1, 2, 3 circles. Well, that was my point. How many circles, how many halos do you have? Are they affecting your lifestyle or not? So look, I can drive. As you get closer, they disappear. Within healing process of 6 months, first couple of weeks obvious, and they reduce, they diminish, but they don't disappear, but they diminish to the extent that you get patients now that you speak to and they say, do you see halos? Yes, 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 but is it okay? They're worried, but they're not really disturbed by it. So that's pretty much all that I actually wanted to show you in a basic, very practical today ophthalmology, what's available, A or B. All right. And then let me show you something. This is like you're 27, right?
Yes,
Yeah. Could you read something?
I mean everything. Like this the articles to magazines of the states graduate things.
Yeah, well, I can't. You see, without this I can't. But so that's you'll see that's the focal point somewhere that you'll find it perfect. And from then on, okay.
Did you tell them that the was last week?
Last week. Was it last week? Yeah. Well, she had an operation last week. Yeah.
With no new lenses.
Yeah. So be careful what you think in front of her because she can sometimes see even without you expressing it. So polite, kind. Thank you very much for your life. Yes, you're welcome to. If you want to ask me something, I'm rushing back to Cape Town now, so I can answer now, and I need to go to theaters this afternoon, so I will not be able to stay for the other question and answer. So if you have any questions, shout. If not, you can see lots of this on our website. Our contact details are there. We left some brochures. It's like a general brochure from Carl Zeiss, so they will be talking about what they do and not what we do. So you're welcome to kind of contact us, email us.
Dark spots?
Floaters. Unfortunately, you're close to perfect, but you're not perfect, you see. That's part of our imperfection. It's a gel at the back of the called vitreous, and gel liquefies, but not all. Some of the
I was
bubbles stay.
thinking about glaucoma.
Scotoma, so defects from glaucoma.
Yeah.
Well, glaucoma is a funny thing because glaucoma damages our peripheral side first and then creates a couple of areas that we don't see through, and they're called scotomas. Now, those scotomas are permanent, and we want to diagnose glaucoma before these dark spots appear to try to prevent them.
And you cannot treat that.
No. That's a damaged nerve. So once you damage that nerve tissue, it's done. So you can reduce nerve, yeah. So you can reduce progression of disease, but you cannot repair what was damaged before. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. So this lady has glasses, she's out of focus, with glasses, without glasses. Now she puts on her reading glasses to come closer, but she's not close enough. Yeah. So she tries to get closer and closer. Now, if you look at this technology now, you'll see these are the multifocal implants. If you see carefully, they have, you can't see it so far away, but they're concentric circles, multiple circles on the implant. Previous implant is just like a blood, there's nothing on it. There's power into it, but there is no other fancy. Now the multifocal implants now create this multiple kind of focal, and each circle is in charge of either medium, short, or far distance focus. And now, there's like, I presume you have the lens now, and this is how you see through the lens. That's near vision, distance vision, and intermediate vision. And you can see that she's not really moving her head up or down to kind of see the near, intermediate, or distance. And you get variety of a large range of sight that you can actually see with this lens. We are not into it, right? We're going to. Okay, and I think, you know what, I you actually have to switch it off completely there, if it wants to be switched off. There. Okay, now I'll show you how our ophthalmic theater looks like. This is like a reasonably modern ophthalmic theater, small space. Remember, we're working on roughly 4 or 5 millimeters of space, 4 or 5 millimeter cube. That's where we spend our lives. And if you look carefully at this is pretty much how ideal ophthalmic theater should look like. You have here a monitor that you can view what I can view through the microscope. That's an ultrasonic machine, laminar flow in some theaters, in some not. Teaching scope there, and our microscopes are now valued maybe 2.5 million. Where in the microscope you have ultrasound, you have OCT device, you have a centering device, you have measurement curvature device, you have centering of the lens device. It looks like, I presume, the closest to periscope in a submarine, so you can kind of actually get into your enemy and target it precisely. But this is pretty much how this looks like, and you'll see this is now a retinal guy who is using this facility, and you'll see what you can see through the microscope. You see sort of nearly invisible membranes now. We treat age-related macular degenerations with it, and if you look at it, that's the view through the microscope. We are deep in the eye, and that's the optic nerve here in the middle, and that's the macula, that's the central spot. And I'll show you if I can. We have this telescope now device that actually creates a much higher magnified view, and it's all semi-automatic or automatic. You fold it and you change the lens if you want to. You can twist this thing up. You all control it with your right or left foot. And I'll show you now what retinal surgeons do so that you can get. It's not a nanotechnology, but it's a micro technology. It's a and I hope you'll be able to see it now. There. Now, if you look at it, this is the most important part of our eye. Macula, fovea. 1 millimeter, that's all that we use for good quality sight. 1 millimeter, nothing else. It's scary, isn't it? 1 millimeter here doesn't mean too much, but 1 millimeter there means you're seeing it or you're not seeing it. And if you look carefully, this is a microforceps. And here, there's a tiny line, there's a see-through membrane, we call it epiretinal membrane. It's like a super thin sellotape that grows on our retina, that we will be able to visualize it, pick it, peel it off, like a tomato skin, and throw it away. And from 50% reduction in sight, you go back to 100% normal sight, just by peeling that membrane, if it is causing problems. So that's pretty much what, I just want to see if I can get back to my, that's pretty much what now modern ophthalmic theaters can do. Now this, unfortunately the video doesn't work, but this is the eye dilated intrasurgical view with an intraocular implant of multifocal lens. And this is fascinating, that 93% or more of the patients get full spectacle independence until the end of their life. I mean, it's really like, I've operated my aunt, and she thinks that it's normal. Well, I said, oh, it's not normal, you're medically enhanced. You're not normal. But generally, this is what technology can do nowadays. Now, I'll show you this, that you can kind of page through if you have time, if you want to be. This is on our website. We have multiple videos, because we now realize, and our drawings, you will see now, let's say, I'll show you while I'm talking, I'll show you this. We have multiple videos of everything we do, and I think we find it much easier that we can actually show it to the patient instead of talk to the patient. And we just send them a link, they have a video link to their problem and treatment of their problem. They sit at home, they click on it, and they view exactly what we are drawing, what we're explaining, and what we're doing in theater. And this is something that you need to understand now. Corneal surgery, laser. Lens surgery, it's more like ultrasound than laser. Okay? And with those two areas of surgery, we want to kind of reduce that myth, because everybody says, oh, did you do it with laser? Everything nowadays, did you go shopping with laser? Did you go parking your car with laser? Everything has to be associated with laser, but cornea, yes, association with laser, lens surgery, no. It's still ultrasound. There are some lasers, but the mainstay of the cataract surgery is ultrasound. And that's the lens that I was talking about. So that's where we would be replacing the lens and put multifocal implant into it. Technology got to the stage, the practicality, clinical stuff got to the stage that patients come with an A4 form and say, okay, I know that I have a cataract, or I know that I have this, I would like you to do the following. And they go like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. People are like, yeah, I know. You would like it done, but there is a comprehensive as previously. 20, 30 years ago, you'd be very happy that somebody removes the cataract and you end up with thick glasses seeing. Now that's not good enough. It's considered to be normal. It's not only seeing, but what do I want to see? How do I want to see? Do I create a blended vision in somebody? That's one eye is good for far, one eye is for medium distance. So they blend into each other, so you get less dependence on glasses. So there is a whole list of requests that we now go to our ophthalmologists around the world and say, this is what fits my lifestyle, and it's actually great. Yeah, and so that's pretty much where we are now in technology. Now, multifocal lenses change. This is a newest generation of multifocal lenses by Zeiss, and it's producing no reduction in contrast. It's producing there is no compromise on the new generation lenses. So you see far, you see near, you see in between. There are some zones that are not super sharp, because it's not a natural eye that goes focuses, but it's set by engineers zone of sharpness, and it needs to fit. If you want to work here, well, you are not going to be able to see properly, so you might need something, but it's designed like your glasses to work in a specific working distance. If you want to kind of see computer screen, there are lenses who may give you this near computer screen and far, or computer screen and far. It really depends on your requirements. Where do you fit into your lifestyle? And we're just pretty much laborers. We kind of try to kind of improve your lifestyle, not change your lifestyle. Okay, so that's how cataract works. It scatters your light instead of going straight through into the macula. Scatters your light, and that's why people say ghosting and shadowing and glasses are dirty. They think it's glasses, but it's actually the lens. And there are two potential side effects of any procedure that we do. Okay, in a corneal surgery, you need reading glasses if you're above 45. In a lens surgery, you might need reading glasses, might need near glasses, or if you have multifocal lens, you might not depend on glasses at all in great majority of patients. But then there are two things about the multifocal lens. Any multifocal system requires good light to produce. Take your photo with your camera. Dinner party, hold on, don't move, stay for a second more. It takes a bit of time to adjust. Well, in a good daylight like this, tap, 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 you can get 10 shots in 2 seconds, no problem at all. So multifocal systems don't perform as well in a dim winter, dull, rainy day in Cape Town. You're driving from work, it's 8 o'clock. You start seeing halos in a long distance. So long distance lights, a couple of halo circles around, and some people see them, some people don't. But you can expect that majority should see some of them. And then I get somebody who, one of my scrub sisters who I did it on, she says, it's like Christmas night every night. And then I had it on my aunt who says, there are no halos. I said, well, there must be some halos. No, there are no halos. If you want me to see halos, I'll see them, but there are no halos. I go, no, I actually don't want you to see halos, but I'm just asking you, do you see halos? So I'm driving her back from the movies, and I'm trying to suss out side effects. Do you see any side effects? You talk to me now, I want to know exactly what it is. What is it? I'm pointing at the robot. She looks at me and goes, listen, I drive at least 30 years longer than you. She said, and if you think I'm really kind of stupid, I'm not. It's a robot. No, I didn't mean this. What do you see on the robot? And she goes again, listen, I drive at least 30 years longer. And I'm not colorblind. It's a red light. I understand. But what do you see on that red light? I see red light. I say, well, halos, do you see any circles? Not really, but, oh no, hold on. I see 1, 2, 3 circles. Well, that was my point. How many circles, how many halos do you have? Are they affecting your lifestyle or not? So look, I can drive. As you get closer, they disappear. Within a healing process of 6 months, first couple of weeks obvious, and they reduce, they diminish, but they don't disappear, but they diminish to the extent that you get patients now that you speak to and they say, do you see halos? Yes, but is it okay? They're worried, but they're not really disturbed by it. So that's pretty much all that I actually wanted to show you in a basic, very practical, today ophthalmology, what's available, A or B. All right. And then let me show you something. This is like you're 27, right?
Yes,
Yeah. Could you read something?
I read everything. Like this little bit, you know, the articles to magic grades, stays right at the
Yeah, well, I can't. You see, without this I can't. But so that's you'll see that's the focal point somewhere that you'll find it perfect. And from then on, okay.
Did you tell them a little bit about it last week?
Last week, it was last week, yeah. Well, she had an operation last week, yeah.
With no new lenses.
Yeah. So be careful what you think in front of her because she can sometimes see even without you expressing it. So polite, kind. Thank you very much for inviting.
Did you want to take questions?
Yes, you're welcome to. If you want to ask me something, I'm rushing back to Cape Town now, so I can answer now. And I need to go to theaters this afternoon, so I will not be able to stay for the other question and answer. So if you have any questions, shout. If not, you can see lots of this on our website. Our contact details are there. We like some brochures. It's like a general brochure from Carl Zeiss, so they will be talking about what they do and not what we do. So you're welcome to kind of contact us, email us.
Dark spots.
Floaters. Unfortunately, you're close to perfect, but you're not perfect. You see, that's part of our imperfection. It's a gel at the back of the called vitreous, and gel liquefies, but not all. Some of the
I was
bubbles.
thinking about glaucoma.
Scotoma, so defects from glaucoma.
Yeah.
Well, glaucoma is a funny thing because glaucoma damages our peripheral side first and then creates a couple of areas that we don't see through, and they're called scotomas. Now those scotomas are permanent, and we want to diagnose glaucoma before these dark spots appear to try to prevent them.
And you cannot treat that.
No. That's a damaged nerve. So once you damage that nerve tissue, it's done. So you can reduce nerve, yeah. So you can reduce progression of disease, but you cannot repair what was damaged before. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.